It wasn't long into day 4 of testing before drivers showed us the alternate routes around Barcelona. The Norwegian boy going off twice within the first 5 minutes of preseason testing, day 4. Spinning around at the now infamous Turn 2, which has been catching a lot of drivers out all weekend, as well as the Ferrari who spun directly in front of him. The Norwegian boy spinning again at Turn 9, the Norwegian boy seeming to struggle with that AlphaTauri. The Ferrari spinning at Turn 12. And spinning off into the gravel to dirty up his tires. This Barcelona track has seemed very slippery for drivers over the weekend. The Ferrari also spun at the final chicane where he went wide and hit the barrier. Fortunately for him, there is no rear wing damage in this game, but he waddled himself back over to the pits. The Alfa Romeo also went off, Jonah G struggling on the soft compound tires. Then he too took the alternate layout around the track, before going off track again and taking to the off track. Finally getting back onto the track near the final chicane. But he cut the final chicane on his way back into the pits. There was a crash, the first of day 4 of testing, and it's PMP Mac. Spinning off very shortly after was FSR Tictum, seeming to struggle on day 4 of testing. That Alfa Romeo seeing very skittish over the weekend. Another driver going off was the Williams. Nicolas going off and into the gravel before coming back over onto the circuit. S37 was on a flying off before seeing the AlphaTauri spin straight in front of him and into the barriers. Another spin was AMC F33, who's been doing very well over the weekend, and took to the slip road. Fortunately for him, no damage done, and he could set another lap. Another spin was the Ferrari. Unfortunately for him, he was on a flying lap, so he will have to go back into the pits. Another spin for Alfa Romeo, Jonah G spinning around, going onto the gravel, but finally coming back onto the circuit. There was a big crash for HMW at Turn 9, spinning around in his Red Bull and hitting the barriers hard. Mr. Joe Jr. spinning around, another spin for Ferrari. Going off track, TRT Faust showing a very alternate route onto the track before going off yet again and showing the alternate route. Seems like these drivers really like taking the alternate routes around Barcelona. Another driver going off. That was that Norwegian boy who we've seen go off earlier today. Both Avesta and Leroy impressed today, going 1-2. A very impressive day for Renault and a very impressive day for the Williams. The Ferrari going off the track on his final lap at the end of testing, crossing the finish line, and that spinning off. That was S37 in the Haas, coming back onto the circuit after spinning round. Not the day that S37 was looking for. Before spinning round again and hitting the barriers and losing part of his front wing. Definitely a disappointing day for S37 and Haas as they were looking to bounce back after last season. Fortunately for them, it's just testing and they can come back from it. The Ferrari of Zauber had a long time coming into the pits, seeming to warm up his tires before coming into the pits. And it took him quite a bit of time, over 30 seconds to be exact. We sped it up quite a bit before crashing on the pit entry. Well then, that's day 4 of testing. Avesta went quickest from Leroy. Then comes HMW Schender, who crashed out earlier in testing. AMC F3 comes 4th, TRT Faust in 5th, Jonah G 6th. Then comes that Norwegian boy who spun quite a bit in testing day 4 for AlphaTauri, comes 7th. Then comes the Alfa Romeo, then comes the Ferrari, then the McLaren.